Hey everybody, how you doing today? Welcome to today's show. We're going to be talking about some playoff strategies for our upcoming playoff leagues that start next Monday. Also going to be talking about some payout updates. Before we do, I'm Jonathan, one of the commissioners here at Masters Fantasy, joined to my left here by John Beast, the owner, and a good friend of mine here at Masters Fantasy. How you doing, John?
I'm doing fantastic. I can't wait to do this.
Yeah, me too. One of the most exciting times of the year. If you ask me, these are probably like some of the most interesting leagues we do, some of the leagues that take the most strategy, aside from dynasty leagues. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Yeah, tons of strategy, tons of fun stuff that go into these leagues. If you're not familiar with the playoff leagues, just want to give you a quick rundown on them. It's 6 teams per league. It's a total points accumulative league, so all the players in the playoffs are available to draft. It's a 14-round draft. You have to draft 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 4 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 2 kickers, and defenses. As long as your players remain in the playoffs, you continue to accumulate points all the way through the end of the Super Bowl. Winner takes home all the bread.
It's some of the things that is pretty common. This is a pretty common setup in these leagues, and playoff leagues are a lot of fun. But the strategies are kind of quite a bit different in a playoff league than a regular season league. We're going to go over some of that with you. Most people, obviously, one of the goals is since it's a total points league and it's run the entire way of the entire length of the playoffs, you're going to try and grab players. They're going to play 4 games. The Chiefs who have the 1 seed in the AFC, and it's probably going to be the Packers or the Saints in the NFC will have the 1 seed. The max games they can play is 3. Now I feel really confident the Chiefs are going to make it to the Super Bowl, but in the AFC and the NFC, that's a whole different deal.
Yeah.
And Saints if the Packers have the 1 seed, the Saints might if they have the 2, they might get 4 games versus the Packers have a max of 3.
Yeah.
Something to think about there.
Yeah, certainly could be an upset there. And that's always so. And one of the things we were talking about before the show started was like kickers. So I just wanted to bring that up. A strategy that you probably wouldn't. Like the first time we started running these a couple years ago, I'm sitting there watching the drafts, and I see like a kicker go off in the 2nd round, and I almost for like 1 second wanted to stop the draft. Like, hey, is everything all right? But no, it's actually a really good strategy. I mean, we were talking about it. And just give you an example. Let's say the Browns limp into the playoffs, and it's Chubb time. You may want to pick up Chubb, but you don't necessarily like the 1st round matchup. So is it crazy to pick up a Harrison, Butker over Nick Chubb?
Well, that's kind of crazy. Maybe in the 2nd round.
Maybe
in the 2nd round, but when you get to rounds 5, 6, 7, 8, I think that picking up kickers is picking up players are going to go a long way. Is a big help. And the other thing, because you're usually picking up just 2 running backs per team. Okay, so that's 12. There's 6 teams. That's 12 running backs you're picking up. There's going to be a lot of running backs that are still out there that never get picked up at all.
Right. And just when I say the 2nd round, and these there's only 6 teams, so we're really we're on like pick 25, and kickers are coming off. So
right.
there you go.
Okay,
what's
that
going
makes
on?
sense. When you put it that way.
And another strategy I've seen in those that I think are really neat is I've seen cases, and I'm trying to think of a team this year that applies to where I've seen teams where, like in the past, I'll go with the Patriots, where like Sony Michel and James White will get drafted over a wild card team that you don't think is going to make it.
Yes, that happens a lot.
And, I want to go to the Chiefs, even though Le'Veon Bell hasn't been great. Maybe the Saints with a Latavius Murray.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Right, a lot of scenarios where and I keep going to the Browns because obviously I'm a Browns fan. They're on my mind, and I'm scared they're not going to make it in the playoffs. We'll see. But and I'd probably take a Nick Chubb over him. But if I really don't like their matchup in the 1st round, and I don't think they're going to win. Give me the Latavius Murray. If I think the Saints are going to run the table in the NFC, you're going to get all them games all the way to the end.
And there will be good running backs that don't get drafted. Kareem Hunt probably won't get drafted in any leagues at all. And the Browns make a good run. It's probably going to be because of Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. And I just got to say, guys, these are absolutely my favorite leagues to run here. Hey, well, I'll say second to when we do the live dynasty drafts. I love watching those drafts. But when we do the playoff leagues, I always find it interesting because they will be so different too. Like I've seen just Kareem Hunt. I've seen leagues where Kareem Hunt will go in the 4th round. I've seen other leagues he's not even drafted in.
I'll tell you something else that could be different this year from last year. The playoffs have actually changed this because you got 7 teams instead of 6. So in previous years you had a 6-team league. Everybody's got to draft 2 quarterbacks. Every starting quarterback's getting drafted. So quarterbacks tended to go, by round 4, they were all gone but 1 or 2. But now this year, there's going to be 2 quarterbacks that don't get drafted at all.
Oh, yeah.
And that's never happened before. And so maybe that strategy, the strategy is pretty common. It was very common to see, 8 quarterbacks drafted in the first 12 picks.
Good point. Yeah.
Especially you'd see around the corners. You'd see Mahomes and Breeze get drafted, or Mahomes and Wilson.
Because you don't want to be left out.
Because you don't want to be. You do not want to get left out with, whoever.
You won at least 2-3 games on a quarterback for
Yes.
sure. Just made me think of a funny. I remember a couple of years ago when I think we had 2 teams that were going in. We didn't even know who their starting quarterback was.
I don't know what was the Cardinals. I couldn't think of the players. I was trying to think of the players.
It wasn't Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But anyways, that's.
It was just really funny. Guys didn't even know which quarterback to draft, which just made it even that much more interesting. And just so you know, we're actually going to be doing a mock draft. We're actually getting in a playoff draft. Me and the guys that work here at Masters, we'll be posting that on Monday night, taking a look at our teams. We'd love for you guys to come check out that video, see some of the strategies that we're using. Anything else on those?
No, I think that's basically it. I do think that the quarterbacks have always gone. I think this year it might be a little bit different on the quarterbacks.
I think it will be too.
You might want to wait a little bit the quarterbacks.
With that said, who are you taking at 1.1?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I don't even think it's me too. Unfortunately, because he's a big Mahomes guy, and he's my boss, so I like to hate on him sometimes. But I have to agree with them on this one. Patrick Mahomes, probably the 1.1. Well, you have to tune in to see the 1.2 and so on and so forth.
You know what? It might be Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
that gives you have such a huge advantage. You would have such a gigantic advantage at that position.
Yeah, now you got me thinking. I don't know which one I take. Well, I hope I get pick 1.2. He can make the decision for me. I'll take the other one. It'll be interesting. Come visit us, MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. Top of the page, you'll see the playoff leagues link. Click on it. Take a look at it. I promise you that you'll love these leagues. They're awesome. I love them too.
I think last year we ran like 200 of them. So.
Yeah, we run hundreds of them. We're going to start Monday at noon. We run them all day, Monday till night, all the way up until kickoff Saturday. If you want to jump in the league, I promise you we have a time slot for you and price ranges from tins to titaniums. We have every league you could possibly want.
All right, that's it.
And one last thing too, we wanted to throw out there for any of you guys listening. It is payout time. Probably the best time for most of you guys out there. We've been working like 10 hours today.
Today's Tuesday, by the way.
Yeah, Tuesday, because I'll get this out tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
But it's Tuesday. We did finish up all the live drafts today. Took us about 10 hours. We got the sheet caught up. Tomorrow morning, I'll be here at 9 o'clock in the morning. We're going to jump into the Dynasty Leagues. More importantly, John, you'll be sending some emails out.
Yeah, we'll be sending our payout update emails, letting you know where the payout checks are for the regular season drafts, both the dynasty and the redrafts.
Yep. And just real quick, want to congratulate all you guys who did win, and no worries, we're working hard to get your money out to you.
All right, that's it.
All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for listening. Come be a part of the Masters family. We'd love to have you.